You're very welcome to the Irish Political Roundup with me, Paul Brophy.
And me, Roisin Cllrigh. And Paul, we are out and about again. Something we love doing.
We're in deep South Kilkenny. We're in Mullinavat, and we're joined by Fianna Fáil councillor for the Piltown Local Electoral Area, Jenny Catt Slattery. Jenny, you're very welcome to the Irish Political Roundup.
Thanks very much, Paul. And Roisin, you're very welcome to Mullinavat.
It's an absolute pleasure to be in South Kilkenny again, because we love South Kilkenny. There's something about the air in South Kilkenny. But we're in the middle of the country, the rural Kilkenny, and it's the most beautiful little village.
Yeah, it is, Roisin. Well, I love it anyway, but then again, I'm born and reared here and have had my family reared here as well. So just my own family home is across the road there. Yeah, it is. And I think it's not even the atmosphere, I think it's the people.
Yeah.
In the likes of Mullinavat community, and the community spirit is just unknown, here. It's really, really good. Everyone supports everyone.
Well, I noticed that because you, Paul, because we walked from the rising sun down the main street.
That's right.
And everyone was talking to you, and you were talking about, it was like, you're so popular. It's about everybody just supporting one another.
Yeah, I don't think I'm popular. I think it's just our neighbours, and we acknowledge our neighbours, thankfully. And we all know each other. So that's the way it is in Mullinavat, and always has been. Everyone is welcome in Mullinavat. There's not an awful lot of places for people to live in Mullinavat now, so that's our biggest problem down here. People that want to live here and want to come back here, that's a huge problem down here.
Yeah, and that is down to infrastructure.
Yeah, for sure. And Jenny, you've been councillor for 12 months, a little over 12 months. What would you say would be the big issues coming up? As Roisin said, infrastructure must definitely be one of them.
Yeah, it's huge. I got involved in council by accident, really, and only probably got elected with huge support from the Cllr family and the Mullinavat people. To be fair, they were fantastic and kept behind me. Look, the biggest things in Mullinavat are in the southeast. I'm presuming all the the areas would be Irish water and wastewater treatment plants, and it's just ridiculous. And we've had enough down here. We can't progress. The place can't build. It's going to hit the schools. It's going to hit the clubs, the GA clubs. Nothing can be developed until money is put into Irish water.
And we're chatting off here, and there's good, viable projects ready to go with finance to do it.
Absolutely.
But they can't progress because of lack of wastewater.
Lack of funding and lack of funding to Irish water, which is the biggest issue. But some of these companies are willing to put in their own wastewater, and that's not okay either. That has to be changed in the county. That the regulations and rules has to be gone through, and I understand that. But these investors won't wait, and Mullinavat will lose out yet again. I went for the council. Look, I was always got involved in things in Mullinavat, Camogie Club, badminton, Fianna, events committees. Would never have been involved in anything too much outside of Mullinavat. So I'm finding that a little bit different in the sense that, you have to remember it's all the Piltown Electoral Area, and want to get involved with Piltown and Mulkine and all the areas. But you want to be a voice for all those areas in the county council. And you want them to remember up there that we're here. Don't be forgetting us down the south. You hear them talking, like I said to you earlier, about getting things done in the city and the footpaths being needing repair. I said we could do with some footpaths. Don't mind repairing them. We need them. We have a road out to the hurling field here in Mullinavat, and as long as I can remember, it's lethal. We still don't have a footpath on it. Now it's hopefully coming to a public consultation soon. So let's see what happens. But that was my biggest reason, was to get that footpath out there to the hurling field in Mullinavat and get the kids from the school safely over. But since getting in that course, there's loads to be done in South Kilkenny in all the areas. Look, there's the N25. The people had to stand up and shout before they could get anything done. But it's worked. It's worked.
We had the opportunity of speaking to your colleague, Frisbee. And then the last day we opened the door, the day, 2 days or the day before the recess, the dawn recess, we met the the
Bernie Malley and the
Bernie Malley, the
committee,
M25 committee,
yeah.
and Jeff Frisbee as well.
PJ Griffin, yeah, they and look at they've done fantastic work down there, and getting what they want, and I think they're going to get it what they want for now. And look at then they will develop. The money is going to be got the money, the funding to go ahead with the next stage. It's fantastic, but they shouldn't have to get up and shout and scream like that, and people dying, getting killed on that road. That shouldn't be the way it is. But look, fair play to them. They did it.
Because when we were chatting to your colleague, George Frisbee, I think he was telling us that there was a study done for one death, it could impact about 150 people, and that's, you know, it could be your friends, family, neighbours, hurling club, as you said, it shouldn't have to be shouting from the rooftops to get
the last
to get things to make their area safety.
I think the last fatality was a work colleague of Bernie Malloy's that she worked with, I think, and that's what spurred Bernie on. But like, that shouldn't be the case. We should be, look, they should be getting the funding. I mean, why wouldn't we? I mean, why do they have to do this and go to these extremes? But they have, and it's worked, and thank God it has, and it's made more safe now down there for people, travelling.
And your TG, your Fianna Fáil TG, Peter Cllr, he when Jeff Frisbee and the N25 committee were up there, he took them into a meeting with the transport manager.
That's right, yeah.
He did.
Facilitated.
He set it up with them and got it going. Peter has been great and very supportive of the committee down there and of Jeff Frisbee, who's very involved in it. And look, Peter is our local TD for the South, with his new office being opened in Mullinavat. In the next week or two, 100% it will be open before September. 110% it'll be open before September, as he promised when he canvassed, and he will be there possibly every Friday or whenever anybody wants to meet him, he'll be there. So look, he's doing work, and if you need to contact him, don't be afraid to get in contact with me, and I can set up the meeting for you or whatever. But he is mad to get involved in the Southeast, and he was very involved with the public meeting and getting Dorothy on board for the meeting. So yeah, he's doing great work.
And there were 600 people at that meeting in the route then, so that just shows how big an issue it is.
It absolutely is.
To get 600 people at any event now, is a fair achievement. And as I said, it just goes to show how big an issue the N25 is.
Absolutely, and how big an issue it is for the people living down there. It is, and it is. You can see it is dangerous. There's roads off it, and people are taking. They said it at the meeting down there, the public meeting. They're taking their hands in their lives, turning off to collect children and things like. It's not good enough.
Talking of roads, I got lost coming here. The GPS had me at New Ross, and I turned back, and I said, Mullinavat is not that far away. And so I turned back, and I came back in the back country roads. The roads are, you must be doing something about the roads as well, because the roads are coming in here are brilliant. I know, Roisin, we're not the Healy race, but we're trying.
All roads lead to Mullinavat.
All roads lead, yeah. Look at that's down to the work of our area engineer, John Tennyson, and his workers, and Jerry Fogarty, who's one of the supervisors here. They're fantastic, and they're trying to get on top of it, and we should have good roads coming into rural villages to encourage people to come in. It shouldn't be potholes everywhere. And now there is plenty of potholes still, but we're trying our best. And in fairness, they're not too bad so far. We're getting there.
What I was amazed when we were talking, we had a cup of coffee before we came on there, was the fact we talked about the infrastructure and Irish water. I was sort of shocked that a rural village 25 minutes away from Kilkenny has not only do you not have no school transport, but you also have no public transport to Kilkenny or to Waterford or to anywhere else, and even more so to the local situ colleges in Waterford and Cllr. Tell us all about that.
Yeah, absolutely, Roisin. Now we do have some public transport into Waterford and Kilkenny, but not appropriate for getting to work, getting to college. I can't understand, with set to 10 minutes inside in Waterford, Carlow is 40 minutes by car from here, and you couldn't depend on that to get to your lectures in time or to labs in time in Carlow. It's not good enough, and the infrastructure is wrong, in that sense as well. We have a train station that possibly could stop. I mean, they will tell you they couldn't. There's not enough people here. But what about the people that are here? They'll use it. Give us an opportunity. And again, there won't be more people here until Irish Water get the wastewater treatment plant done. And we don't have a huge, like I said, we're the only probably village in the southeast without a housing estate.
And you're standing in front of the only housing estate.
And that's there quite a while, because that's where I was born and reared. So
10
that
houses.
wasn't today or yesterday. 10 houses. Yeah.
And it's the only housing estate.
Yes, the biggest housing estate in Mullinavat. Yeah. So my campaign when I was canvassing was very rural. Let me tell you. Look, it is a huge issue in Mullinavat, the transport. And like you have a lot of, it's an aging village, a lot of elderly people that a bus to Waterford to go to their appointments, to go to the chemist. We don't have a chemist. Get to Kilkenny. It would be so.
The hospital appointments.
That's what I'm saying. We don't have enough of that in Mullinavat. We don't have the transport. We don't have the accessibility.
You have a train station. So the train comes from
the
Waterford.
train is not a train. It's a very old train station.
A very old train station. You still have the tracks. The train
tracks are still there. The actual station house is still there. It's just shut down, boarded up.
Wow.
But surely the train, it wouldn't take all that much money to restore it.
The main ticket machine, you would think, like in Thomastown.
And
and the whole of Mullinavat would love that to happen.
And I'm sure with what you said to us about you're going to do a clean up soon, the whole people in the community would get involved.
Oh, absolutely. Look, it's a great community spirit. We have a group called Mullinavat Matters. They're fantastic. They're really good at getting all the grants that you're entitled to in the village, for the village. They're brilliant. And like GAA, the work the GAA have and the Camogie Club have done over in the hurling field. We've a fantastic lit up walking track. It's fabulous. New two fabulous pitches. So they've done huge work. The GAA Club and the Camogie Club with them. And we're having I'm just going to give them a shout out now. They're having a huge fundraiser there. I think it's September. It's in September. And there's going to be what did I say earlier? Was it 60 something teams? 2,100 players at the weekend.
Wow.
So it's under 10s Camogie on the Saturday and under 8s hurling, I think, on the Sunday.
Okay. So it's like a giant blitz.
I'll have to check all that and get back to you. But it's a massive blitz. We had it last year and they raised huge money. But it was completely run by the people, the community.
Yeah.
In the community. I was on the shop, there was people doing food all day. There was the girls in the Camogie Club were refereeing all these matches. It was fantastic and everyone got involved and clubs bought into it, came to it, and they I think had to turn away people this year, clubs. There were so many wanted to do it.
So that's what community is all about, isn't it?
And that's what Mullinavat is all about, to be fair. It's fabulous. And then you have so many things to see in Mullinavat.
Yes, tell us about them. We'll come back another day and film.
Absolutely. Yeah.
We have Tory Hill, which I was really good at during COVID, twice a day. Now I'd struggle, I'd say, to get up there. We have Tory Hill. We have the South Leinster Way walk, so that's signposted all the way out. We have a new refurbished mill, working mill, refurbished by the Dunphy brothers, Mick and John. Yeah, it's definitely worth a visit. Anyone that comes here should visit.
Right.
He has a wealth of knowledge on it and everything on it. So definitely I'm going to bring you to see it again next time.
That'd be really interesting. Yeah.
Of course, the hurling field. You have to see the hurling field because it just is spectacular now, and the walkway is fabulous. Then we have the waterfall, Piltown Waterfall, which is beautiful, and the council did do a lovely car park up there. But that's definitely worth a visit as well, and it's a great amenity. And we walk the dogs up there all the time and everything, and it is fabulous.
It'd be great for people to come and have a family picnic down there. And
absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous. And there's different lanes that can bring you up to it without having to go on the road.
Right.
Not sure if you want to see that, but it is lovely.
I love them kind of things.
Yeah, it is beautiful. Yeah. So there's loads to see in the and then we have a new cafe in the middle of the village. John, a couple, their parents own, Sarah's parents own the bar, and they open it as a cafe in the day.
Brilliant.
Sarah and John, and it's beautiful. Rod Iron Cafe,
Oh, lovely.
And it's fab, and it's only, I think it's 2 years. Sarah should know. But people go there now to meet. He's been busy, so all summer he had to take on someone to work with him because he's been so busy. Because it's so lovely to have someone in the day to sit down and have the coffee with. And then you have the Rising Sun then in the evening if you want food, or we have, like I said, you have the nicest Thai in the southeast is in Mullinavat.
Right. Remember that.
The Enchanted Kitchen.
Yeah.
The nicest Thai food in the southeast is in Mullinavat.
Remember that.
I suppose it's so important to have all these different amenities, and
it is.
you know, within local villages like this, because we do kind of get caught up in kind of like the big cities and stuff like that. But there is life outside the big cities, and you know, I suppose, Roisin, the great thing that I find when we're out and about is we're able to shine a light on these different amenities that exist, and you know, and get people out and about, and you know, and visit them, you know, because they'll get a great South Kilkenny welcome.
Absolutely, they certainly will. And like I said, that's like, there's so many things to see and do in the South of Kilkenny. Sometimes a little bit, like I said, forgotten about. But you have Monkine, you have Piltown, you have Mullinavat. There's loads of stuff. You have you know, there's so many things to see and do around the South.
Tell us about the school transport. You've been very, very vocal about the school transport. You're a teacher yourself, you're an SNA. So tell us about the school transport.
Look, school transport, it's just not fit for purpose anymore. It's not suitable to family needs now. We all know parents both have to work now to live, to survive, even like with mortgages and costs of everything, cost of living crisis. People have to work. If you're in rural Ireland and you can't get your children to school, nobody's going to say to you, you can come in late every day because you have to bring your child to school. Nobody wants to hear that. I know a family that have 2 teachers. So they both to be in school in Kilkenny, and their child has to be in school. And that's not, can't work, can't happen. And he can't get it. I had 26 emails on one day about a school bus. And it's for Knockmilon and getting to school in Ballyhale. There was a school in Knockmilon years and years ago. They were promised that they would always get to school in Ballyhale. 26 children without a school ticket. It's just not good enough. And
that's a classroom.
That's a classroom. That's a classroom. You know, it's just not good enough. And then you have the whole thing where they're only letting people know maybe a week or two before they go back to school. That's not good enough either. A lot of our kids from here maybe go to New Ross school. You don't get tickets. You have to work out how you're going to get them there. Now, I know they say it's parents' choice to bring them there and get them there. But why does it have to be? Someone else has to dictate where you send your child? Why should I have to send my child to a certain school because that's the only place the bus will bring them? That might not suit my child at school. You know, so I just feel like Ross Éireann are advertising on radio, I hear it all the time, working on behalf of the Department of Education. Well, the Department of Education are responsible then for getting this sorted they need to do, because it's very unfair. And I got so cross when I heard about it, because I can see how it affects. I mean, we all know if we can't go to work, that's horrific on families. And it is a huge, huge issue in all of rural Ireland. But I'm going to say especially for here, because that's where I'm dealing with. Calls and emails, and people are crying on the phone to me. How am I going to do this? What am I going to do? And I don't have an answer. Now, I have written, emailed, rang, and I'm not getting the response I want, to be honest.
And do you find school buses around this time of the year, there's always an issue?
Of course,
if you go back decades. But do you find it's getting progressively worse?
Absolutely. It absolutely is. And it's like you talk to some people and you email these TDs and all this goes on, and they say to you, oh, this always happens around this time of year. Well, what do we do? Just ignore it then and it'll happen again this time next year? That's not good enough. I think that's what's happening. I think everybody's putting it on the back burner because they say, oh, it'll go away once they go back to school. It doesn't go away for parents, let me tell you, when they have trying to get grandparents then it just doesn't go away. And this needs to be sorted. And I will keep on and I will keep writing and emailing them as to know what they're going to do and when they're going to do it. They promised a pilot program. There is a pilot program running. That's no good to us down here. They promised for the school year 25-26, this will be sorted. It's not sorted, and it's far from being sorted. We can't even contact Bus Éireann.
Really?
Parents cannot contact Bus Éireann. They will not talk to parents. You have to go through. You can send in your email and you'll get a copy and paste answer back.
Typical with everything. Everything is cold communication now. Everything is just email. Don't call us, email us.
It's not good enough, and it's so unfair on parents. And I just think more people have to stand. And I do feel like, and maybe I'm wrong because I'm new to this, and maybe I'm wrong, but I just feel like the TDs, the ministers, they're all saying, "Oh yeah, this happens every year." Yeah, do something about it then, and it won't be happening. And it's not okay to say it'll go away once August comes. And then people do say that. People have said that it'll go away once they go back to school. it might go away for you, and for me, as in I won't be getting the emails because those people have to deal with it and they have to do something. But that's not okay. And that was a huge issue when I canvassed as well.
And that adds to the cost of living crisis.
Of course it does. Of course it does. And it's not very green.
Yeah.
To have everyone driving from Knockmyland to Ballyhale or driving to near Ross, it's not good enough, you know.
So Malcolm Noonan wanted everybody to cycle.
He wants to cycle. Get your bike out. I'd like to try a 6-year-old cycling from Knockmyland. That'll tell you what he knows about rural areas.
And Eamon Ryan said everybody share a car.
Share your car, yeah.
But in all seriousness, no, that is a major stress on parents and families.
Absolutely.
And, you know, you said it's a rural community and it's an aging community here.
Yeah.
Young people want to move back to the rural villages and communities where they grew up.
Yeah, absolutely they do. And look, I know of at least 5 different people from the village, from Mullinavat, that would love to live in Mullinavat. But infrastructure won't allow it. Because until Irish Water are funded and we can get the wastewater treatment plant, which they're telling us now could look like, at the moment, if you're to go on what they're telling us, we could be looking at 2035 or 6, you know, before anything will be done. So this village will be gone then, if that's the case, because we won't survive, because, like I said, there's nothing here for people. Why would they come here? You know, this water, they have a joke in school at me where I work. They say, oh, here's the Irish water, because I keep putting up the water. It's off in Moonkind, Piltown, wherever. It's off because the pipes are old. They need to be replaced. There's a poor girl that has a cafe in Moonkind. She has to close more often because the water's off. That's not good enough. People have to live. And until the money is put into Irish water, we are going to stagnate here. We're going to be left to rot, and it won't develop. It won't improve.
Do you think, I know, Paul, we've talked this and we've asked other county councillors, should the Irish water go back to the county councils? Or what do you think? What's your opinion on that?
Yeah, maybe they should, and maybe that's how it would be better. I'm not sure, but I just believe they have to be funded. Nobody can run a company without funding, and Irish Water doesn't have funding, and the government, the council, somebody's going to have to give it to them. We can't go on like this, and I think it's cruel to think that the government is letting the country slip away, and that's what's happening. Like I said, Mullinavat will be null and void if we don't get this sorted, because people are not going to stay around here if there's nothing here. There's going to be nothing here if we can't develop. So it all goes back to that, you know. So it has to be done, and they have to listen, and they have to listen to people.
And even if, Jenny, if there was a little bit more leeway, I said, you know, of people that want to invest and they were prepared to even build a wastewater treatment plant themselves, and they were, no, that can't be done. If there was a little bit more leeway, even to do those type of things, you think that'll make a big difference?
Absolutely, Paul. I know a company want to build here in Mullinavat and build a business, and they're willing to put in their own wastewater treatment. So that has to be brought into it. They have to, like, I know Irish Water have the issue with then who's going to manage it, and, you know, a management of it, and they could walk away, build their houses. If there was houses, say, this is not for houses, but for a business, but they could walk away and leave it, and then whose problem is it? There'd have to be a link into when the wastewater treatment plant is done. They would have to be agreed to maybe link into that then. That would be common sense. Give people a chance, like, to do, even give them that opportunity.
That would be common sense. Absolutely. If somebody wanted to come in and a private company and pay for the infrastructure, and then liaise with with Irish Water and the local county council and work together.
And, you know, because we are going to be waiting so long, people, it'll probably have paid them back anyway, you know, what they've paid on it when they do have to link in. Because we are going to be waiting a long time.
It's crazy, and they talk about the housing crisis. They talk about Ireland is in a constant crisis.
And like one-off bills, then, which is what we would be getting a lot of it in rural Ireland, obviously, and then especially in this area. Like, that's not easy for people either.
No,
you know, there's a lot of costs. There's a lot of, you know, the services that they want to get charged for. You know, it's not easy, and getting planning permission is not simple either. They're making that harder, I think, as well on people. I firmly believe. I do believe if you own land, your son or daughter wants to build on it, they should be allowed to. I know there's certain guidelines and certain restrictions, of course there is, but in general they should be. It should be their right to build on your land. It
should be right.
especially in areas like this where you don't have options otherwise if you want to stay.
Absolutely.
And it's communities, like it's an, as you said, it's an aging village,
Yeah.
aging village. But
Yeah.
people want to come back to here, look after their
Yeah,
family, and
absolutely.
have that community spirit, and bring their children back to where they grew up.
Yeah, and look at, they would, and like I said, it is an Asian village, and but there is loads of people that would love to live here.
Yeah, I would love to.
But they're going to need facilities, and you know,
Absolutely,
and you know, there's no point in saying you come back here and live with your young family if you didn't have
No.
the facilities that they needed.
Yeah.
We lost our post office. You know, there's loads of things missing that we. But like I said, Irish Water would fix all this if we could have it.
If you have it,
You know, business would come back in.
So
I
it
do
looks
believe.
like really everybody kept saying we have a housing crisis. And Paul, since we've been doing this, we've gone back to, but there's a housing crisis because of the Irish water crisis, and that's only really became public knowledge this year.
Yeah. But that's why there's a housing crisis, because we have Irish Water, which doesn't work.
You know.
Yeah, it's incredible, and Mullinavat, it is a lovely village. What would you like to see into the future in Mullinavat during your time as a county councillor?
Yeah, look, it is, like I said, I love Mullinavat, but there is loads to be done. In, like I said, my biggest thing would be to get that footpath that everybody in this village wants out to the hurling field. But with everybody's agreement, you know, we don't want to be upsetting anybody, and it has to suit everybody, you know, it has to accommodate people. And look, again, like, I would love to see Mullinavat progress, and get some businesses into it, and get some new life into it. It does need new life. It does need a bit more, I suppose, young people to get into it and get involved and start up businesses. It'd be great to see it. Look, there's a bit of dereliction as well in the village, which would be great to see if that could get sorted out. Again, maybe that comes back to no infrastructure and people can't develop the derelict sites, which is reasonable enough. Like, but really, for Mullinavat, I would love to see it progress. That's the biggest thing, and get more people here.
Yeah.
Young families maybe, and we have a fabulous school, absolutely fabulous.
And we have a new playground as well.
We have a new playground. We have fabulous community centre.
Yes, tell us about that.
You haven't been yet, but we have a fabulous community centre. Look, we have the community centre just behind the school, which is fantastic because the school get to use it as well. I live now in the middle of the village, and I grew up. My grandmother used to own the chipper in the village.
Right.
She came from Roscommon and opened it. Yeah, famous chipper. Yeah, the Roscommon Cafe. It started off as, but Harney's Hall was behind her house, and that's where we had all the dances, the fetes. Years ago, there was great fete running on the bat over the summer months.
Okay.
And there was a hurling matches in the hurling field, and then they had all the tents down at the hall, and then they had a band. The show bands played in Harney's Hall years ago. I remember watching at the windows as I'd be all going down to the dances. I'm that young, I'm not. Then we grew up going to discos down there. Yeah. Tommy Flynn did all the disco music down there. Poor rest in peace. May rest in peace, poor Tommy. We played badminton down there. We did all our school concerts down there. St. Patrick's Day every year. Schools, the convent and the boys' school had a concert. So we all had to be in school, rushing home from St. Patrick's Day parades to the concert in the hall.
And you were saying as well, there's not a night that the community centre is free.
This was in the old hall, and then this was the Harney's Hall. This was the old hall, and then that became look, it wasn't fit for purpose anymore. It was falling down around us, and the school had gotten their site from John and Bridie Dalton. Two parishioners left the land, the school, parish, and the new school was built on it. So then the hall was. We all kept saying we need a new centre, we need a community centre, we need a community centre. So a few of us met, about 7 or 8 of us in the very beginning met about talking about this community centre, and other people were saying, oh, Big White Elephant they're going to build now, Big White Elephant, they've nothing. Well, we have some community centre now. It is packed to the rafters every night, you can't get a booking. We have a fantastic sports hall, full basketball court size, the biggest you can get, sports hall. We have a library, we have a gym. Yeah. We have a play school upstairs that the community play school use. We have the kitchen, and you can play cards, you can play bowls, you can play badminton, they play indoor soccer. But like I said, there isn't a night that hall is not in use, or it's absolutely. We ran events. I was involved with the events committee where we raised over 100,000 over the years for different charities.
100,000.
Yeah,
Wow.
for different charities and our GA club and everything. And we had functions in the hall where we had fashion shows, we had Stars in Your Eyes, we had bands playing. We've had some fantastic nights down there.
So a rural village in the community centre raised 100,000 euros for different charities and the GAA.
Yeah.
Wow, that
Yeah,
is
yeah.
that
That
is
is
amazing.
fantastic.
There was a committee of, I think there was 7 of us on the committee.
Right.
Really?
Yeah, that
Wow.
was it. Yeah. Kind of since COVID, we haven't got back. And sometimes I feel like with these committees, there was 2 or 3 of us that were kind of said we'd step back. Sometimes you need new people.
Yeah.
To come up with different ideas, to go to different people for a sponsorship. You don't just need. I think everyone needs to.
Yeah.
But and hopefully now we'll be back. I know one in particular, the lads is thinking strongly on running something soon. Our last night was a casino night.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was run for the GAA club. I'm going to say, for the walkway, towards the
Okay.
walkway. Yeah, and they did. I can't remember exactly the rules raised, but they raised good money. But even without raising the money, everyone used to say it's such a great community night.
Yeah.
Because everybody, people that have families now, maybe young families that don't get to go out, they arrange to go out for that night if it's
Yeah.
something in the community centre, and they know they're going to meet all their friends
Yeah.
there. And it was fabulous. We have had, and I think that was one of the best things Mullinavat ever did.
And if you're new to a community like
It's
Mullinavat,
great
it's a great way to meet people.
Absolutely. And then I must give a shout out to the committee down there, Tom Duggan and Paul Mansfield and all them that run the centre and organise everything. And they're fabulous. And only for them, it wouldn't be as good as it is, to be fair to them. And we've active retirement. I better not leave them Mullinavat active retirement. I think they have about, I'm going to be wrong now if I say 80 or maybe it's 180. I know they're huge membership.
Wow.
Huge membership. And it's fantastic for the local older people that go there. They do trips away. They do day trips. I know they're going to Scotland for a week in September. They have their dinner dance this Sunday night coming up, which will be on in the community centre, full dinner and music and everything. They have a fabulous time. And they play the bowls down there. They have a bowls club.
It's a real community
Massively.
village. It's just everything that growing up that I remember about a community.
Yeah, it is. It's huge, and that would be my biggest thing about Mullinavat. You can have all the tourist attractions you want, but if you don't have the people in the village,
That's true. Yes.
And we do.
And you can also bring, because Paul, we've been down here in South Kilkenny, even in Cllr, not just outside Kilkenny, with Councillor Joe Sheridan, and he was talking about bring tourists out to the Cllrs. And then we were down with Joe Lyons, he's in Callan, and then we were down with Pat Dunphy in Moycoin, and like people are just taking to certain places, even for or ordinary Irish people coming down on a tourist attraction and bringing the tourists down here.
I mean, absolutely. There's a link there. You could go from Callan to Moycoin. And stopping off. I mean, there is loads to see.
There's a loop that
absolutely.
You can do.
Yeah,
from
absolutely.
Kilkenny, go Kilkenny, Cllrs, Callan, Moycoin, and then over here.
Maybe we'll get worked up, get it done.
Let's do
on
that.
a map. Let's get going.
I would love that. Because it's just bringing back tourism to local communities.
Absolutely, and we do need it. And like the villages, all those villages that you've named, they all have so much to offer.
Yeah.
And people are missing out by not getting to see them. Yeah. To be honest, there's loads of accommodation. Well, there is in Mullinavat. We have the Roisin Sun. We have accommodation over the Thai restaurant. There's Airbnbs. There's loads. So tell the people to come.
Maybe we should call it the Rose of Moycoin tourist attraction or something like that.
That might be giving Moycoin too much. No, I won't go there.
Is there a song? That is
absolutely the Rose of Moycoin?
For there's a song Rose of Moycoin.
That's
is there a song for anything from Mullinavat?
Oh God, I don't know of a song. Well, it probably is that I don't know.
Is there a song that everybody sings or anything apart from Rose of Moycoin? In the pub or when they get back
win the county title, things like that.
Paul, we're waiting for that. No, that did happen. No, I'm saying serious. But when they win the senior, we'll have one for you.
Yeah.
Well,
we have a great tin whistle man in Mullinavat, Jimmy DeGale. Yeah, he's a great man on the tin whistle.
My uncle used to play the tin whistle.
Yeah. So if you ever get to meet Jimmy, is great on the tin whistle. So, and just that we're here, these are the houses that were built for the elderly people of the parish, and just Monsignor Tommy Marr was instrumental in getting those done. Absolutely instrumental.
And we're standing in front of a plaque.
Yeah, that's the plaque for St. Patrick's Close, which are the houses here by the county council, and then like the voluntary housing association with construction on the site. This is where the old boys' school used to be.
Oh,
when we
right.
grew up, this is where the boys' school was. We had the boys' school and the convent where they're all together now. But like Father Tommy Marr was like a massive man in Mullinavat. He was fantastic.
Yeah, he was a great hurling man too.
A great hurling man, yes, he was. Yeah, and he was great in Mullinavat hurling man. Yeah. No, he was. He was fabulous. And to get them houses built was fantastic for Mullinavat as well.
And you know, all the houses have beautiful flowers and everything outside. And it's just so pretty.
Yeah, and like even in here, there's a couple living there, Amanda and Paddy. They look after the flowers here, and they've won a couple of awards with grants because of their work that they do there. They do great work in fairness and look after the area. They're fantastic.
Well, CllrJenny, Catt Slattery, thank you so much for actually taking the time and talking to us here on the Irish Political Roundup.
Thank you, Roisin.
Thanks for taking the time to chat to us.
Thanks a million for coming to Mullinavat. And you're
we'll be back down.
We'll be back and we'll give you the tour.
I tell you, we definitely remember that we're going to do a tour of Mullinavat. But there's so many beautiful, like there's a woods up there. The scenery here is beautiful.
No, it is beautiful. Yeah, we're in the valley. So
we're in the valley.
If you, like I said, if you're going walking, it's always uphill out Mullinavat. Whichever road you take, it's uphill.
All roads lead to Mullinavat.
That's for sure. The centre of the southeast.
Thank you so much to the listeners and the viewers for taking the time to tune in and listen to the Irish Political Roundup.
Goodbye for now.